I'm a creator. I create. That's what I do all the time, all my life. I've been creating stuff, and I can't possibly keep track of all the stuff. It's not healthy. It's not, and you know, all the stuff is just, it's just stuff in there that nobody will care about. Nobody cares about all the stuff that I produce, unless it's like, it's not of any value at some time. It's just some project that I had. It was valuable for me at the time, creative process and growth and everything. But at some point, just tugging along all of that baggage, it's just gonna make me heavy. It's just wearing me down, and it's slowing me down, and I don't want that. So I'm prepared to let go. I mean, years has passed and I can instantly see, is this of any value? No. Is this nostalgic? Maybe a bit. Is that nostalgia giving me any positive reaction? If yes, maybe cling on to it for a bit. If no, which is with the majority of the stuff, it's like, oh, it's just a burden, you know? Seeing all this unfinished stuff, it's a burden. It reminds me of my lack of focus, and how many projects I've started up and never follow through with. So if it's a burden and a negative feeling, then why cling on to it? Just get rid of it. It's fine. Nobody cares. I can't keep track of everything. So with that said, let's see what's in this second suitcase. Lots. It's like a big pile of project folders. This here, first one, actually pretty thick. I think this is more of the miscellaneous kind. I've actually sorted this already and decided to keep it sorted, I think, but it's still many of these just stuff. It's of no purpose. Yeah, it's like the first map of that feature film that I was talking about. Tindra is growing up over here and is traveling through the world. I was actually creating a lot of sketches for animation films, and this is sketches of kind of the villain of that film. The character Tindra from the short I made originated from this story, which was like a feature film, epic film, like supernatural events taking place in a fantasy world, and yeah, with magic and stuff. Also, yeah, taking place on this ship here. And here, some inspiration from Möbius, studying. And there is like some sort of villain. Strange. Yeah, there she is, like the original Tindra, long before the short version. This is like the feature film Tindra, discovering her magical powers. Yeah. What's that? Oh, there's the second page there. Yeah, that's right. Maybe meeting these people living in a poisonous underwater world. Yeah. Bringing back memories. Yeah, here's kind of an idea of the architecture in one of the special places. Like building architecture around fallen ruins and yeah, stuff. It's a sketch. More folklore stuff. So this is the final map. This is how the film turned out. So she's brought up here, not knowing really who her parents were, but she's living with her uncle right there by the bridge. And they can see this mist out far away in the sea, and they know that this is the land of Gong. And the Gong people are actually not known, the mist people, it's not known by the civilization around it. It's just known that if you go into the mist, you will be captured and never come back. So, but what they're doing here is that they're keeping track of the evolution of Earth, and there is a very peculiar whirlwind in the sea opening up, and some gas and pollution is coming out. And in this world, there is a crystal thing where national crystals are being mined, but if you mine too much of them, the balance is thrown off, and the earth is kind of opening up, craving the crystals back, sort of. And so this is kind of sucking in, it's creating streams in the oceans to kind of suck everything back in. And if there is leftover crystals in the sea, it will just come back in. But all of the crystals are being used in this area here, which is like highly developed, and they're just using all of the crystals of Earth, and Earth is just drying out in the process. So what happens here is that Tindra, who is actually a descendant of the people here, her mother married, she's from here, and she married a dude from here, and together they had Tindra. But that was very controversial, and they were also highly invested in this uprising against humanity and their overuse of resources, and they died defending their cause, but she would never know because it's been kept a secret. But one day, in the beginning of this film, an older wise woman is searching for Tindra, and she has a suspicion that she ended up here. And when they meet, they have a deeper connection that will kind of spark life to her whole journey in trying to help out with this natural crisis of the world. More to follow. Yeah, these are sketches that were for theatre. There's like planning and some of the stuff for the theatre. This is coming down, and then we're projecting that little bird there onto the window prop and animate it. It's nice. Just save this. That's for the painting. I don't know what. Nobody will ever use this again. I like the sketches more than the finished piece though. Now here is a let's see, an idea of this prop. I don't know, it's of no value really. Why should I cling on to this? I could throw this, no problem. Yeah. There's a reminder of what went down in the past. My kids, they aren't really interested in drawings. It's a little bit sad for me because it's so important for me. It's been a big part of me. I try to kind of make games where it's less intimidating for them. So we kind of made a split view where we draw each other's things. And yeah, like here I was drawing the same as Noah's drawing, trying to make it playful. Both of the kids are so, whenever they realize that it's not perfect, they opt out. Of course it's not perfect, they're kids, and it's never going to be perfect, but you're gonna enjoy the ride. This is just stuff. I don't know, should I save this? Give it away? Too much stuff. This here is original sketches for MTV ID that we made together with a company called Alphaville at the time, and we made this universe with all the creatures, and this is the original sketch of many of the creatures. Yeah, this is kind of cool. This is one of these things where creativity was flowing and it was interesting. So I'll save this. Should I fold it? Maybe. Well, this is a sketch of an idea I had for a video game that later became a movie idea, and I've never done anything with it. Picture a kind of wipeout game with futuristic motorcycles and vehicles in a world where the population is also influenced by aliens, but they don't know about that. But there is an alien civilization that has sort of moved to Earth to influence how Earth is being developed, and like the Earth is about on the verge of collapsing due to a natural crisis and overheating, and there is like a couple of cities around the world where they've created a sustainable bubbles where they can live outside of the burning world. And in this world, racing is the only sport that is like still being supported, but half of the racers are actually aliens with like a sixth sense, and when they're racing they can kind of affect each other through telepathy. And when it became a movie project, I was thinking about like an outcast of society living on the surface still, like nomads living on the surface of the planet, and they still they developed all the powers they need in order to still survive on this heavily polluted planet, so they can also use telepathy. And so the people coming from the surface, they keep away from this society because they're not known to this society, at least not for everyday people. But one of them has like a dream of becoming a racer and climb up to the city on the top of the mountain and start racing and make a name for himself. But during this process, he gets in contact with the aliens, and he realizes that he can also communicate with them through telepathy and the sixth sense. So, yeah. Ideas. I'm gonna save this. This probably kind of represents where I sort of grew a name for myself in animation. I made this project for MTV. I think I've told you before. Basically, lots of short, like 10-second panels animated. Not all of these. This wasn't made. I made this. It's like a dude up here sorting out some cables, and this just people, and there's a big penguin here watching over them. This is kind of what made me go into this. I found a lot of inspiration in National Geographic and kind of drew some images, panels for that. These are the originals, so like felt markers. This is from my photo when I was in Tokyo. There's just a ranch, American ranch. And also my photo. National Geographic. This, I don't know. I didn't use all of these. I used this. But just still panels with minimal animation. And there's a big penguin watching over the people. It means something to me. I'm not sure if clinging on to all of the like original artwork is making sense. I don't know. Let's see if I find the actual penguin. I might have given it away. Yeah, I think this might have been in one of the scenes. There's some scenes animated. Yeah, this is in one of these scenes too. Out on the fields. And I made some very clever use of masks, moving masks, and all this hand painting, and then made into a collage digitally. Yeah, I think I'll cling on to this for a bit longer. Even though, I don't know, it doesn't... Since it's all kind of digital, it's coming together digitally, that's where the final touch is being made. All these sketches don't really hold that much value in themselves. That's what happens when I pull it all together. That's when it's valuable for this kind of technique. So yeah, lots of layers. But still, there's something nice about this. There was a period when I was painting gouache, I guess, like school colors. I kind of like this. And there's another one from my travels in Japan. Yeah. My girlfriend at the time. This kind of captured maybe why we broke up. No, she was great. I still miss her a little bit. That was like 25 years ago. This is not anyone, it's just imaginary people. I made them in couples, like this one. These are kind of a couple. And I think I've lost some of them, but this, yeah, I'm not sure where the couple, the other one is. And this one, I think it was from a picture in National Geographic magazine. I love National Geographic, the older ones. Yeah, maybe I should pick it up and paint a bit more like this. I like it. These are some sketches originating from an idea called DJ Jams, and later on I started calling the project Oslo 3000, about Oslo in the year 3000, where everything is built out of plastic, and the government decided that music was no longer needed, or it was forgotten and just created with computers and AIs, and oil was no longer needed, so they just built the whole society with plastic, just to make use of the reserve oils, just to use it up. And this is something else, I'm not sure. So these are some sketches and artwork that eventually became a CD cover for my friend Andreas, who's an amazing pianist. And yeah, I like this. I'm gonna save it. These drawings here are from 2002, and I like them. I think I did a good work. Yeah. So these are gonna be saved. That's nice. Yeah, it's from Greece. Bold, strong. This is maybe not that great, but it's still nice. It's nice too. Yeah, this was actually for a cultural festival where I made a poster for it. Yeah. There was a time when I was making illustrations for a newspaper in Norrköping, where I come from. And this particular one, where I was again using the collage kind of method that I was fond of. Background, kind of foreground element, and then these people. And the theme of the article was nationalism. What has nationalism become? I was living in Sweden, so hence the Swedish theme. These are from a special, not a special, it was just one of the drawing sessions in school, just making very quick sketches, but I had like a specific drive that day, and I decided to make like very, very quick and kind of funny speech bubbles, statements sort of. I kind of miss that time where I did a lot of figure drawing, because that is so immensely useful. Okay, very quick here. I would like to take it out and start doing that again, but I've been meaning to do it for 10 years, haven't done it, so what are the odds of me doing it? Maybe now. Do it again. So this is in 1998, I believe. I was at the Animation Art University at the time. Yeah, it was a good time. The thing with figure drawing is like it's so tough. It's so tough. Incredibly hard work. So I'm always not very eager to do it because it's so tough. But then when I start getting into it, I actually love it. Yeah, these are pretty average, you know. There are good days and bad days, and very average. It's so boring. Yeah, those are good. There's some very good ones. I like these where I simplified it like this. I like this. And these are nice too. Not that great, maybe. Maybe not that great. Yeah. Drawings. Christmas tree. House. Fairy. Teddy bear. House. flies. This house, by the way, yeah, it's like a trip back in time. Remember exactly where it is, what house it is, who lived there, friends. The father in the family passed away a bit too early. Yeah. Whoa. 97. Yeah. Well, here is a very different story. Like when I was a teenager, our physics and math teacher, he gave us a problem. He said, if you can divide an angle into 3 parts, 3 equal angles, then come to me and tell me the solution. Go. So what I didn't know at the time was that it's proven to be impossible. But he gave this problem to us, and let's go. I took the challenge, and of course I didn't find a solution, but once in a while, throughout the years, long after, like 10 years after, 15 years after, like maybe once a year or so, I brought this idea up again to the table, thinking like, how could I make it work? And you could only use like straight lines and circles, like a ruler. No measuring was as like the conditions. So I knew that I could make a half quite successfully by taking 2 circles with the same radius, and from both sides, the same distance and radius, and the crossing point will be the middle, right? So I can divide it up into 2 easily. But then if I continue now, and this part, I half that, so add a half, then subtract a half of the remaining half, and then I add a half, subtract a half, add a half, and incrementally, like, it's getting smaller and smaller, and I end up in a third. So the solution is there, but since I'm making a method that is based on half, on making the half of it every time, it's not like a finite solution. It's only it's like an eternal chase after that perfect spot. But practically speaking, you can still make use of that method. So take half, add half, subtract half of that, add half of that, and in just a few steps you end up with the solution, thirds. I was stoked about that. I actually contacted my math teacher like 15 years later or so, and he was like, whoa, that's incredible. And thinking like, this is probably a documented solution, but nevertheless, I was stoked on finding that solution. Yeah. This here is a book that I made, like book binding back in the days, and yeah, I think it's 1995, yeah. And I realized that this is a drawing of my art teacher from 1995, and I painted a picture of him now just a few weeks ago. I was bringing back memories. Yeah. So this was on a school trip to down to Europe. I tried to make some drawings of stuff. This is a study from Viggo Johansson, and this is a drawing of actually the guide in Prague, and she is very beautiful. And this is a drawing of me from a photo, and like a drinking thing I made in school. This is just stuff. Yeah, caricature. Wow. I'm not sure if there's anything good here. Doing some rough sketches. Oh, it's terrible. Oh. Whoa, that's my brother. 1 year later. Yeah. I recognize this face. 2 years later. Yeah, I never really filled it up. Yeah, I found this book here with some very nice papers. I was using this for an art project at the time, and ended up not using it for the final piece, but very nice paper. And this, around this time, when I created the cuckoo logo in 2011, so it's that old. And look at this. Yeah, it's nice. Nice. So even though it's half full of stuff, this goes into this box of paper. And this then is quite large. I need to, yeah. It was a screen print. I made the screens and everything in how many colors? Three colors, hand matched. I kind of like it. Yeah, I like how it turned out. And this was actually the award for a specific organization doing culture and art and integrating that with business. And there was like this special night where they invited all their partners and colleagues, and I was doing some artwork in real time. Not this, but that was the award for something, and this was the grand award. And this is a misprint. So it's actually not the 1 out of 1 print. This is like an extra print. I decided to keep it because it's a misprint, because I didn't know, I didn't like what happened here with the colors. And also, this is fine, but this kept bugging me. So I made another print and kept this for myself. It's nice. Right, miscellaneous sketches. This is a good example of stuff, but this is a copy study, fairly okay, but this is a very good example of stuff that's just reminding me of how much I slacked. And some of these are nice, but this, for instance, it has no value. It's boring. It's so boring. Now this, obviously, I put in an effort here, but it's such a slacker. Yeah, I should really go through this and say, nope, it's just crap. And some of them, then you come to a place like this, like, ooh, this is nice. Good work, boy. This, that's nice, but it's kind of a slacker. Like, if there isn't a good feeling, this is good. These portraits are very peculiar. I like them. These are studies. Like, this is a good day. And there's so much stuff, so much crap, and I'm gonna throw it all away now. All the crap gone. Let's do it.